Yo guys, what is up? Out of Paper Moments, I'm here, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a review on the news that's been going on about Disney Infinity 3.0, which I think is going to be a pretty awesome game. So, if you haven't already heard, Disney Infinity 3.0 is going to be coming out later this year, and within Disney Infinity 3.0 is Star Wars. So, we're going to be seeing a little bit of what this game is going to look like. So in our first screenshot that I've assembled, we get a view of what the starter pack is going to look like. So you're going to get the software right over here. You get Ahsoka and Anakin from the Clone Wars, as well as the Twilight of the Republic playset, which covers the events of, well, it's a new storyline where Anakin and Ahsoka are investigating a factory for droids that has been rebooted up and is producing droids again, and so they're trying to discover who's behind the reopening of this droid factory. So that sounds pretty awesome, and so other characters that are going to be in that playset are, we'll switch over. So here's a couple of the playsets. So these are the two playsets that have been confirmed so far. There will be a Force Awakens one later this year, but we don't know anything about that one yet. But so this is the Twilight of the Republic playset with its playset piece and Anakin and Ahsoka, and then the second one we're going to be getting is Rise Against the Empire, which has a little Death Star piece, as well as Luke and Leia. So overall, there's going to be quite a few characters that are coming to Disney Infinity 3.0, and here's a look at all the confirmed characters that are going to be coming out. So we've got Yoda, Anakin, Luke, Darth Maul, Ahsoka, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Darth Vader, Leia, and Obi-Wan. So, of course, you're going to suspect that Yoda, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, Anakin, and Ahsoka are going to be in the Twilight of the Republic playset, and Luke, Leia, Han, Darth Vader, and Chewbacca are going to be in the Rise Against the Empire playset. But the cool thing that's going to be implemented into Disney Infinity 3.0 is that you're going to be able to play any of these characters in any of the playsets. So in Disney Infinity 2.0, they introduced a thing called crossover coins, that throughout the world there was these coins that had the characters' faces on them, and if you collected all of them, then you could take a character from a different playset and play them in that playset. So what they're going to do with Disney Infinity 3.0 and the Star Wars is they're going to make all the characters compatible in any of the playsets that you want to play them in. So you can play as Luke Skywalker and Rise Against, you're going to be able to play him in Rise Against the Empire, as well as Twilight of the Republic, if that's what suits your taste. Some people may not like that because it's not canon or anything, but I feel that many people will enjoy taking their favorite characters from either trilogy and playing them in the other storyline. So in this next episode, this next picture, we've got Darth Maul and Obi-Wan facing off in the reactor that was shown in episode 1. So we're going to get to see a little bit of that action, and maybe even fight Darth Maul himself as maybe a boss, and so that'll be really awesome. So expect something like that in the Twilight of the Republic playset. So in our next one, we see a little bit of what the game is going to look like. We see a little bit of a mission objective. As it says, the assault on Geonosis, help the clone troopers in the arena. So if you guys have seen Attack of the Clones, this may look familiar, since this looks like the Geonosis arena, and here we see Ahsoka fighting some battle droids in that arena. Now we see Yoda hopping off of a Republic gunship on what looks like Geonosis and ready to face some battle droids. And then another planet we'll be able to visit in the Twilight of the Republic playset is Coruscant, which I am super excited for this one because Coruscant is one of my favorite planets in the Star Wars universe. So I'm super pumped to go and visit all the different places that I have to offer on Coruscant. Here we can see this is the Jedi Temple and a little landing pad and possibly a drivable speeder flying off of that platform. And in the back we see kind of maybe some holograms, maybe some objective markers or collectible items that we'll be able to check out. So just this picture is like all I need for this game because Coruscant is absolutely incredible. So now we see in the Twilight of the Republic playset, we see Anakin facing off against General Grievous. So this may be one of the boss battles. We see some Magna Guards in the background and something that looks like maybe a Geonosian sanctuary or palace or something. So it looks like we'll be encountering the infamous General Grievous along the lines during this storyline. Now we see that same Geonosian arena that we saw Ahsoka in earlier, but we see Yoda speeding through after slicing some droids in half. And on the right, we see a commando droid, which is really cool. Those will be returning from the Clone Wars TV series into this game, which I think they're pretty awesome because they're really agile and they do a lot of jumps. And they're a little bit more skillful than your average battle droid. And in the background, we see a Republic gunship. And if those are pilotable, that will be very cool. But if not, oh well. Now we see from the Rise Against the Empire playset a little bit of what we're going to see on Hoth. So this is an AT-AT, which we have confirmation that this will be a drivable vehicle. Apparently you can jump up on top of it and there's a little control panel or something inside of it that will allow you to control and move this massive walker. And another awesome thing is we will be able to take these things down when they are being piloted by an enemy. So there's multiple different ways. It's not just your typical use the snow speeder, wrap them around the legs, and trip them over. That will be available, but there will also be several other options to you if that doesn't suit your taste. So you will be able to fly around the snow speeders and attach the tow cables to their legs, tie them up, and trip them over like the classic things from the movie. But you will also be able to do what Luke did and climb up and kind of jump around and cut the legs off and trip them that way so you can destroy them from the underside. As well as, we haven't seen what it looks like yet, but in a Game Informer review they talked a little bit about some sort of a snowmobile contraption that they attacked the AT-AT with as well. So there's many options for taking down these things as well as controlling them. So now we see a little bit of the Space Slug from Empire Strikes Back, as well as the Millennium Falcon flying between its jaws. So this was shown in the trailer, so that's one of the cool things about Star Wars, is we're going to get some space battles. So it's not just going to be all ground stuff like we've been introduced to before in the previous games. There's going to be some fighting in space and some missions there as well. So now we see the shield generator satellite on the forest moon of Endor and the second Death Star looming in the background. So this is another confirmed planet that we will be able to travel to in the Rise Against the Empire playset. Now we see a little bit of action of Anakin Skywalker fighting some commando droids with their vibro blades as well as their shields that were introduced in Season 3 of the Clone Wars. And so the combat in this game has really been upgraded, which I think is awesome. And so this was in one of Game Informer's newest videos about the gameplay and what the combat is going to look like. So if you want to see that, head over to Game Informer and check out their video on the combat. So we're going to be fighting some commando droids on what looks like the Geonosis factory. Now we see Ahsoka on Coruscant fighting a commander battle droid, and we get to see a little bit of the scenery and what Ahsoka's combat is going to look like. Now we see Obi-Wan deflecting the blaster bolt of a droideka on what looks like that same kind of monastery palace looking thing that we saw Anakin fighting General Grievous in on Geonosis. You kind of see the Geonosian spires in the background out there, and the red rock look in the background. So that'll be awesome. That droidekas will be in this game, and we will have to deal with their threat. And here's a battle droid wandering around on Tatooine. We kind of get to see some of the townspeople and what the villages and stuff are going to look like on the planet of Tatooine. We see what looks like Aayla Secura here, and just some of the other townspeople, and little townspeople Jawa, which is really adorable. Now we see Darth Maul on Tatooine with Jabba's palace in the background and the surrounding town down below, and it looks like he's fighting off some of Jabba's bounty hunter guard people, which is pretty awesome. And again, this is probably, I'm guessing Tatooine is from the Rise Against the Empire playset, but here we get to see a little bit of that crossover and Darth Maul taking on these people from the original trilogy. And finally we have a little bit of the last little bit of that combat trailer, and Luke taking on some stormtroopers on the Death Star, which is really awesome. I can't wait to explore the inside of the Death Star and take on these stormtroopers. Now, a thing that I'm super excited about in this game, the trench run. Although these things are going to be somewhat on rails because you gotta follow the trench, this will be awesome to experience since there are so many variations and recreations of the trench run. But with the new modern technology and stuff, I think this one is going to be one of my top 5. In this little Rise Against the Empire playset picture, we get to a little glimpse of what Endor is going to look like, and see that it looks like speeder bikes will be 2-player compatible, and 2 people will be able to ride on it, and looks like one person will be shooting and one person will be driving, and we get to see those scout troopers chasing them down on Endor. I can't wait to weave between the trees and get chased by those scout troopers, which will be absolutely awesome. So a new addition to Disney Infinity that they've added with 3.0 is a toy box game called Toy Box Speedway, and this is a little bit of a Mario Kart racing type game that will come on one of those power discs that you'll put on your base, and you'll be able to unlock this new game. So this picture, we get to see Ahsoka, Yoda, Han Solo, and I can't tell who's in Anakin's pod racer, but we get to see a bunch of different vehicles from Star Wars being used in this racing environment. And so we get to see the pod racers, land speeders, and speeder bikes, and they are racing on the frozen racetrack. This is a picture from Hoth from the Rise of the Empire playset, and we get to see a little bit of what the snowtroopers are going to look like in this style, and we see Chewbacca and Han facing off against them, as well as the ion cannon from the Echo base in the background, and the snow speeders ready to be piloted in the background. Here's a classic photo of the gang from the original trilogies all in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and we see Han, Leia, C-3PO, and R2-D2, which will most likely be characters we'll be encountering along the way, and Luke and Chewie, which this picture looks pretty awesome, and the inside of the Millennium Falcon cockpit looks very well designed. So that is going to wrap this episode up. I hope you all enjoyed a little bit of a glimpse and my take on what we're going to be seeing in Disney Infinity 3.0. I'm super excited for this, and I hope you guys are as well. So if you enjoyed this, I don't know yet if I'm going to be playing this on my channel, but if you guys show a lot of support, I will probably get this game and play it for you guys to see. So that's it for this time. I hope you all have an excellent day, and I'll see you all next time.